Well, hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as ScreenSpeak, and in today's video, this is my Arcane Season 2 spoiler review. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright guys, so in this video, as I said, a little bit of housekeeping. That's always the word I forget. I always forget housekeeping. I wait until that's kind of done. I waited for all the episodes of the season to be out, that all of them drop, and they're all out now. All 9 episodes of Arcane Season 2, all 3 acts are out now. There's 9 episodes. They released them 3 separate weeks, consecutive weeks in a row, and I just gotta be up front. I love all of them. I don't like any of them differently. I think that seasons 1 and 2 are just perfect together, and this is one of those times where it's so hard for me to rank a season. It's Cobra Kai's final season is coming out right now, and I'm gonna talk about that later, in like about a week here or so, because I'm gonna be watching that part 2 during Thanksgiving. But this is one of those times, like, Cobra Kai, like, it's hard for me to rank the seasons, so I feel biased, like, towards the show in general, and it's hard for me to rank that. Doctor Who is one of those shows that's hard to rank, but I could try to do it if I wanted to. But this one, it's like, since there's only 2 seasons of this show, and since they're both so different and perfect in their own way, it's like I can't rank them. All the episodes are great, both seasons are great, and for me, the whole show was just a 10 out of 10 show. It's one of my top 10 favorite shows of all time. It's hard to it's hard to put one season higher than the other. That's just me. So, I love that they brought back the Imagine Dragons song for the opening credits, and the opening credits is different this time around. I wanted to tell that to you guys if you did not know that. And I like that they changed that. And the first episode of this season is called Heavy is the Crown, which they released a song, meaning Linkin Park dropped a song that was like inspired of the animation of Arcane, like League of Legends Arcane style. And really good song. I've added it to my playlist. It's a great song. And then this first episode was named that, and they have like a rendition of that Linkin Park song in the episode. So good. Such a great episode, such a great banger of an opening episode as well. Like, they don't linger on the action. They kick high gear straight into the action, and the big opening, like shock moment when the head councilwoman, I forget the names. I swear I know the show, I watched it, but the head mom, like black mom councilwoman, whatever her name is. There's like the mom, black daughter, hi mom, Caitlin, mom, I don't remember. And there's people. And at any rate, because then there's another mom, I believe, later. And she's talking, and then the whole council goes awry. Or the whole, like, town meeting goes awry. And a big battle happens in the first episode. And it was the most shocking thing to happen after last season's events. Like, it's just all out, like, action scene. It was great. And then we just get we just get this great first act, and where we see, Victor, like, becoming the Messiah, and then Act 2, painting the town blue, where everyone is, like, a for Jinx. Like, by the way, I love Jinx. I've fallen in love with this cartoon character. I'm just gonna say right now, I've fallen in love with that cartoon character. And it's like, I have a poster, like, right up there of Arcane, which someday, like, if I have posters, like, behind me, you could probably see the Arcane poster. I love Jinx, okay? And it's just one of those things, like, I like her outfit, I like her hairstyle, I think her face is cute. But that, to me, when they did this episode, I was like, oh man, all the things she's doing, so good. Paint the Town Blue is one of my favorite episodes of this season. And Blisters and Bedrock, when they show the backstory of Vi and specifically how like Vi's like now goth, like part like changing herself a little bit, kind of gothic, and the whole Act 2 was great, and then seeing this kid that Jinx took in, like I said, I Act 1 was great. I'm glad that they split it up. I think that's what they did for season 1, but I wasn't around to it. Like, I never got around to watching it until, like, it was all out, so I binged it, the first season, and this is one of those things where I'm kind of going to take a detour before what I was saying earlier. But I think that this is something that, Act 2 is great because, like, I just love that showing Jinx, like, trying to parent this kid that aspires to her. And I think she was deaf, or maybe she couldn't talk or something, but I wasn't quite sure. But going along that, like, I love that, storyline. And then Jinx, then she loses the kid at the end of Act 2. And it was the most brutal thing I had seen in the show and in a while. But this show is one of my favorite things on Netflix. I have a love-hate relationship with Netflix, and I think one of the problems Netflix either needs to realize, or, like, I'm glad they split this up. I watched a review of someone talking about the new act of Cobra Kai, and they're like, yeah, it's not a good idea to split the things up. And I'm kind of like, well, but then you talk about, like, this water cooler stuff. Arcane is this big water cooler show where splitting these acts up was the perfect thing to do. But to me, now it's over. And I don't know, are people going to be talking about this for how long? Like, I don't know, that's just me. Like, I'll remember this show for years. I don't know, I'm just left wondering, like, I mean, I like to talk about things forever, right? I talk about pop culture forever. But one of the things is, like, Star Wars is still going. Marvel is still going. Well, I mean, this show could have spin-offs. I just want something more out of this, because I love this universe. I mean, there's only this show, there's only 2 seasons of this. I've never played League of Legends, but it was so good. But this show, like, was so good, and it was added to my top 10 shows when I watched the first season. And, you know, Act 3 was so bizarrely done. The first episode of Act 3, episode 7, you kick off, and you're in this different time. You're in this different, like, you're in this parallel world. And Echo and the little, like, weird mustache creature professor dude are in another, you know, parallel world. And then they get out of it by this time loop. It's so crazy to watch this, and then Jace is having his own struggles with the, like, the blown up world thing, crazy whole dimension, and it's like, I was like, dude, you're trapped. Like, how are you getting out of this? Victor somehow gets him out, and, like, episode 8 is them reforming the group together, and Jinx and Echo work together. Well, sorry, Powder and Echo work together to get them back in their world, and then when this big finale, Echo has his time loop, and he's, like, trying to talk to Jinx, like, hey, we need your help, come on. So Jinx is there helping them in this big battle in the finale. Huge, epic finale that I love. Like, again, the song, the music choices, the animation, the acting, all of this works. It just makes it just is one of my favorite shows of all time. It's probably my top 5 shows of all time. I gotta recheck my list. But it's, oh yeah, by the way, I've got Jinx pulled up right there. Where's my cutie? No, I'm kidding. I mean, she is. But in the finale, then we lose Jinx. But Vi tries to hang on to Jinx, and we lose Jinx when she falls to her death. Kind of like Gwen Stacy. But it was terrible. and I'm glad that they made her the end death. Not because I wanted Jinx to die, but because they had her child, or the girl that she was looking up to, die earlier in the season, in episode 3. I was glad that they made Jinx die at the end, to kind of like finish that arc off instead of Vi dying. Like, I don't think it would have made sense for Vi to die. But since they made Jinx die, I think that made it more sympathetic, more emotional, because we had that one girl die. So that we looked up to Jinx. So that's me. I love this season a lot. What they did with it was uncanny. And I'm thinking, like, the way they got out of that world, that parallel world, was kind of odd. Not the time loop, but the way that, like, it just, like, boop. I was expecting, like, like, why did he do this? Now, to me, I think there's some stuff that maybe more episodes could have done, but to me, both seasons were better than the Umbrella Academy. The Umbrella Academy last season was terrible. With the amount of, I never forget how many episodes it was. I think it was 6 episodes, and that didn't work. But this season, to me, both seasons of Arcane are an absolute win. As you can see, 100% audience and 100% critic and 96 audience. So that's a great win for this show. And 9 out of 10 on IMDb. So that said, guys, I don't want to be a broken record and drone on and on about. I don't want to say too much, but I've said a lot. I haven't said a lot, but and the relationship between Vi and Caitlyn was phenomenal. The fact that they kiss in the first act, and then Maggie, that one officer, was with Kate, was like crazy weird, and then they go in the third act, and Vi and Kate start making out, and Kate's like, I saw someone else, like, while you're gone, I saw someone else, and Kate's like, Vi's like, I don't freaking, like, effing care, and they just, like, start taking clothes off and start making out. I'm like, awesome, like, good for you. And I was like, that, because to me, like, let's be so real. If you're in a relationship, if you're wanting someone that bad, like, in life, like, yes, you might be upset, you might want to talk that through, but to be honest, Maggie was not the right fit, too young, and B, that Vi and Kate were meant to be together, so just for Vi to say, I don't effing care, was the perfect line. And I love that so much. So that was a great scene. I loved it. For everything that was there, like when Jinx goes to save the people, it was like, oh, and by the way, Vander, the big creature, that was one of those things I was like, it came out of nowhere, like it was sniffing the blood. I'm like, what is happening? But then it made sense in the narrative of the story. I'm like, oh, I understand what's going on now. At first, like, it's just out of the blue, but I'm like, oh, I understand that now. They show you things. And by the way, there's other moments, like, where they have different animation styles throughout, and it's gorgeous. Like, they have their own animation style, and then they do things like Spider-Verse, like, they change, like, for, like, 5 seconds, or, like, 5 frames, they'll have a different animation style, and it's even more gorgeous, and I love it. And it's, like, one of those things where I love everything about this show. So, I don't want to drone on and on, but I love the animation, the music, the acting, and it's one of those things where I was watching the first season. I remember, like, during COVID, like 2021, like still a pandemic was kind of going around and still in the homes and everything, and I'm like, the show was kind of, I was like, am I gonna enjoy this? I was kind of trying to ease in, and like by the end of season 1, I was like, I love this show. And then I was like, when are we getting a season 2? And then it comes out this year. Like, I was anticipating this, like, eating this up. I couldn't wait for this time. and I've just had the time of my life with this season 2. And it's too bad it's over, but I have other things to look forward to with pop culture, but this is one of those times that I've cherished the show. I will always cherish my girl Jinx in my heart. That, you know, it's she's gone, like she died, but I will always keep her. I'll always look at her and remember her in my heart. So I don't know if that's creepy or if that's a good thing, because she's a cartoon character, but I love it so much. Like, her arc was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. And I don't think there's like another. I mean, like Jenna Ortega's Wednesday. Okay, yeah, she's cool. Like, it's cool. Haley Steinfeld is a cool actor. I mean, Haley Steinfeld in this, and I think she's a cool actress. But nothing appeals to me more than the female character Jinx. Okay, let's just get that clear. I mean, I don't think there is. I don't think there's anyone else. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to think about it and get back to you. But Jinx is my favorite. With that said, let me know what you thought of Arcane Season 2 in the comment section below. Yay or nay, have you seen any of it? I know that there's some people. I'm going to send this video over to my Discord friends. At any rate, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me over at Boba Fett Jedi Master. Instagram links down below. And stay up to date on what's coming out. There's like new stuff. I got Cobra Kai coming out, Wicked coming out. Well, yeah, Wicked's this Friday. I had Red 1 video earlier this week. So I just did my Red 1 review of doing this, doing Wicked, doing Cobra Kai. Got Skeleton Crew coming up this December. Dune Prophecy's out now. Lots of stuff coming out. What If Season 2 is coming out later in December. Sonic is coming out. Nosferatu. Big stuff coming out later this year. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.